Hey guys, this is Coach Bill with Bill Mabry Online Coaching. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Today's topic, guys, is a serious topic, and it all boils down to the type of water you're drinking. Now, I've been trying to educate people on our social media platforms, and I've done classes for 3 or 4 or 5 years every other week on the topic that not all waters are the same. And the American public is just not being told the truth about how toxic our source water is and how toxic bottled water is and how toxic that so-called healthy alkaline water you're buying at the health food stores really is. And it's not. It's in a plastic container. And it's leaching toxic chemicals from the plastic. You guys don't realize that bottled water has to be stored for a certain amount of time as it's being shipped or trucked. Or what about that water that's sitting, that plastic bottled water that's sitting in the hot warehouses? All that's causing the water to absorb the toxic chemicals from the plastic. And not only the bottled water is toxic, but your source water is toxic. Your city water. And if you think that by filtering your city water through your refrigerator is getting the toxic chemical out of it, it's wrong. It's not happening. So you guys need to really take this topic seriously for your own family's health. Because in the last few years, we've noticed that the toxic chemicals in the source waters that you're drinking has increased humongously. It's increased so much that when I used to test water 4 or 5, 6 years ago, I used to test city water, and I tested with an ORP meter like I have here. And what I'm looking for is how toxic the water is by how much it's, what the positive charge is. So for example, I'm going to tell you the example. The example is that city water 4 or 5 years ago showed a positive about 324 to 450, depends on your source water. Today, I noticed that now the toxic chemicals are so abundant in the city water that the positive charge now is showing that the water is almost up to 700. Now I'll explain what I mean by a positive charge and a negative charge. But any water that's got a positive charge is acidic to the body. It's going to cause inflammation. Inflammation is the root cause to all diseases. If your body is acidic because of the food you're eating and because of the water you're drinking, which is causing your body to be acidic and causing you to have inflammation over a long period of time, this will create some kind of medical issue. Science has known this for years, but yet the news media and the health professionals aren't really touching on this topic and not showing how serious it really is. And what's really sad, guys, there's a lot of science that's talking about how toxic our source water is, and now they're showing it is causing many medical issues like type 2 diabetes, fatty liver disease, insulin resistance, and cancer as well. Now, I got so intrigued with water that about 11 or 12 years ago, I became a certified molecular hydration specialist. What that means is that I do a lot of research and testing on waters. I've done for almost 4 to 5 straight years, I was doing classes and showing people how acidic their actual drinking water was and the bottled water was by using this ORP meter. What this meter is I stick the wand that goes up here into water, and if it shows that it's got a positive charge, doesn't matter how much, the water's acidic and causing the body to have inflammation. Now, if I stick that wand in water that has the most powerful antioxidant on the planet, it will show a negative ORP. Now, if I take an apple off of a tree freshly, stick this one in that apple's going to have a negative ORP because of the antioxidant. So what I'm saying is that your water, that if it has a negative ORP, it's going to be a very powerful antioxidant. So imagine that. If you're drinking your normal amount of water, you're supposed to be drinking every day, say 80 ounces to 100 ounces a day, and your water is showing positive with this meter, then what's it doing to your body? When your body is 74% water, your brain is 74% water, your blood is 80% water, that means that you're consuming water 7 days a week that's causing your body to be acidic and also causing inflammation. And over time, like I said, you are going to create some kind of a medical issue. Now, what about if I were to show you that your water has the most powerful antioxidant on the planet and is structured in a way, because it does have a negative ORP, it is structured in a way to be able to penetrate the cells at the cellular level more efficiently and help flush out those toxic chemicals that you've built up throughout the day, flush them out continually with every glass of water. And because it's got a negative ORP, and because of the structure and how small the molecule is, and I'll show you a diagram on that, is that it also is able to penetrate the blood-brain barrier and help to flush out all those rotten cells that have died off and the putrid proteins that are floating around your brain causing dementia. It's able to flush those out with every glass of water too. Now, the next way I can test is I can test water with these drops here, like this, and this will give me the pH of the water. So if your water has a lot of toxic chemicals in it or is acidic, and I'll show you the graph, it'll have a pH of, 3, 4, or 5. What we're looking for is a pH that's 7.2 or higher, and I'll show you the graph. But right now, I'm going to show you something, and I want you to remember this, because I'm going to do a share screen on those graphs that I was talking about that will actually identify what I'm saying and make it a lot more clear. You'll understand it more. This is not fake news, guys. This is real truth, and this is real science, and I'm actually going to show you the science. So I'm going to take one of the most popular waters out there, and I want you to remember the name of it, and I'll show you on a graph where it sits. So here it is right here, guys. You guys recognize this water, right? I'm sure you do. It's one of the most popular bottled waters out there. But is it healthy? Does it have a positive charge or does it have a negative charge? Does it test acidic or does it test alkaline? Well, I'm going to do the acidic and alkaline test for you guys right now, okay? So, I got a glass here. I'm going to go ahead and pour it in the glass, a little bit of it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you here. I'm going to pour a little bit of it there. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm going to take the drops, just a second here. I'm going to take my drops, open them up, and I'm going to put a couple drops in there. I want you to remember the color when I drop it in there, and I'm going to keep this glass so when I show you the graph. Here we go. See that color? Remember that color, okay? And so when I do the share screen with the graphs, I'll actually and I'll show you, just remember this now. Remember this color. This is one of the most popular waters out there that the public is drinking, and they're drinking a lot of it. And the water bottling companies are making billions and billions on water bottles that are actually making you guys sick and causing many disease models. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and share screen. Give me a second here. Make the top on here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share screen right now. Okay. Okay, we're going to start with this graph here. Okay, remember the color, guys? This is the pH scale. This is a standard pH scale that everybody uses. Everybody in the world uses this same scale for testing water. Now remember, I use you use the drops to test the water. So if I were to test these waters, these are just some examples of some bottled waters. When it says acidic here, so if it's this color, any of these colors here, then the water you're drinking is actually causing inflammation. And so we were in between these two here, so it was pretty acidic, right? Your sodas, your Gatorades, your guys' recovery drinks, your sports drinks, your Red Bulls, all that, you guys are here. So you're 10 times more acidic than these over. I mean, you guys have to think about this. This is causing inflammation in the body. I'm telling you, this is causing many issues out there right now, especially if you're drinking quite a few of these per day. Now, if your water test is neutral with a 7.0 pH, green, that's still acidic because there's no antioxidants in it at all. It's going to show a negative ORP. Now, what you're looking for is you're looking for water that has a pH or alkaline of 8.0, 9.0. Now, these water here, this is still bottled water. If I put my ORP into these waters here, and this is a good example of the alkaline water you guys can buy at health food stores. If I put my ORP meter in here, it will not register a negative ORP. In other words, it will not be therapeutic to the body. But it's a neutral color because why? Because they're able to put chemicals in there, which are minerals, chemical minerals, man-made minerals in there, and that's what's bringing the pH up. It's not about the most powerful antioxidant, which is known by science as molecular hydrogen H2. See this device here? This is the device we recommend everybody to buy and everybody to drink the water out of, because this device, when you test it with the drops, it's going to actually show a pH in this range here. And that's what we're looking for. It is also, at the same time, the pH is going to be in this range, purple. It's also going to have a negative charge, and I'll show you that next, okay? So let's go to the next chart. This is the next chart. This is the ORP chart. This is a standard chart. This is what everybody uses. And so this is how I test the water to see if it has therapeutic or if it has molecular hydrogen H2, or what we like to call it, hydrogen-rich water, if it has a negative charge or if it has a positive charge. And I will put my wand in these bottled waters and all these different waters. Let me make this a little bigger for you guys. Oops. Let's go back here. Make it a little bigger. There we go. So all these sodas, all these sports drinks, and all these purified, what they call spring waters or alkaline waters from a health food store, they are all going to be positive charge, which means it's acidic to the body. It's going to be in this range. Now, I'm telling you that your city water in the last 2 or 3 years has gotten so toxic, some of them are actually up in the 700, plus 7. But here are some negative ORP, or cod liver oil. It'll have a negative charge, a lot of antioxidants. Green tea is a great source of antioxidants with a negative charge. And of course, the sad part is oranges. The sad part is, guys, what makes the water therapeutic or have a negative charge? It's a molecule known by science as molecular hydrogen H2. That's the molecule. All your fruits and vegetables, when they're fresh, has that molecular hydrogen H2 in it. The problem is that your fruits and vegetables are being shipped so far, and they're being stored in trailers and trucks, and then they're being shelved at stores, that molecular hydrogen H2 dissipates very quickly. That's why we tell people that when we give them hydrogen-rich water, They need to drink all of it for. You got about 48 hours before it becomes a neutral. Is what it comes. So you basically have lost the therapeutic ability of the water to help with many disease models. But this device that we recommend everybody to buy actually will bring your pH to a healthy level, and because we already know through science that a higher pH in your water is healthier for many disease models, and the device changes the structure of the water to make it the smallest molecule on the planet, and it also, because of that change, it also turns the water into hydrogen-rich water, which has a high negative ORP. I've tested some of these machines in source waters at people's houses where they'll go as high as over 800, a negative 800. Well, today, guys, our toxic environment is so bad that molecular hydrogen H2 is an antioxidant which is known to be able to neutralize the free radicals. You guys are consuming the free radicals in the air. You're consuming the free radicals that are in the food, and especially for those of you drinking bottled water or city water. Now, free radicals are causing damage at the cellular level. And that's for the most of the population. Well, molecular hydrogen H2, which has a negative ORP, is the neutralizer of free radicals. So with every glass of hydrogen-rich water you're drinking, you are neutralizing the environmental toxins you're consuming on a daily basis, not only in your body, but also at the cellular level. Remember, I'm a certified molecular hydration specialist. I've been studying water at the cellular level for almost 11 years now. I know my water. I'm an expert at this. I've been teaching hundreds and hundreds of people about this. Okay? So real quick, when your water has a pH, a high pH of 9, 10, or 11 coming out of a device that's got electrical charge to it, and you test it with a meter, it's got a negative ORP like this device shows, then you're drinking the healthiest water on the planet and also helping your body neutralize the most dangerous free radical in your body. And I'll show you that. So let's go to the next graph. Let's go to, okay, here's one for you guys. This is science. This is the news. 9 countries, 11 brands, 259 bottles. They're showing actual microplastic particles in the water. The EPA is saying toxic forever chemicals in drinking water are riskier than we knew. That's the EPA. They also know that the truth about cancer, they know that toxic chemicals in waters can cause cancer. Here's your plastic. That they have also done research that plastic water bottles may be the root cause to breast cancer. So, I mean, the science is there. The news media has been trying to tell us this for a long time. Now, what's really crazy, guys, is that there is countries in this world that actually still has hydrogen-rich water naturally coming out of the ground. That's what I'm saying. Documentation will always overrule conversation. Follow the science. You can go to Lourdes, France. Type in Lourdes, France magic water. See these people here? They're all in front of this, what they call a cave. It's not a cave. It's, I forgot what they call it. This is Lourdes, France. See all these people here? They're all standing in line with water bottles. They all got water bottles. Why? Because they're getting the most healthiest water on the planet, which is known to help with many disease models. It's that simple. Look at all these people that are getting the bottled water. All of them. Germany still has some areas that has it. India, Mexico. Actually, there was a major test. There was some research done in the 1800s on why the Hansa people were living past 100. They have no issues with diseases, and they wanted to know what they were doing, and it boiled down. But the chief told them it's the water they're drinking that's coming off of a glacier. because the water has molecular hydrogen H2. So, and this is me teaching a class of kids about the difference of water and how toxic their sodas are to their bodies, and how toxic the sports drinks are to their bodies, and how toxic the bottled water is. And I'll tell you what, when I was doing the test using my meter and my pH drops, these kids were focused. Their eyes were straight ahead and focused. And I got more questions from these kids than I got at any adult meeting that I did. Okay? So let's go to the next one. Okay, guys. So here's the next graph, or the next flyer. And let me build it up a little bit. Now, see this bulk water molecules? This is the size of the water coming in bulk, coming out of your city water and your bottled waters. It's in big, huge bulks like this. So why is it that if you drink a lot of this water at one time and then go run, why do you feel like there's water sloshing in your stomach? Or why do you feel like, or why do you get cramps after drinking the water? Or why do you feel like you're so full after drinking the water? Because the molecules are so big. This is molecular hydrogen H2. You see how small it is? It's the smallest molecule on the planet. It's even smaller than the antioxidants in all the fruits and vegetables that you're eating. So these are your antioxidants in your fruits and vegetables. And look at the size of them compared to hydrogen H2. Now listen to what I'm about to say here. This is new science. I want to always show you guys science so that you don't have to believe me, but do believe this. These two guys here won a Nobel Prize in chemistry. Look at 203. Look how new it is. And why did they win the Nobel Prize? Well, look what they did. They actually discovered that each cell at the cellular level has little small water channels. See them right there? Those are little small water channels there. Well, guess what? If your bulk water, see it there? That's your bulk water that you're drinking now. Why is it sometimes when you drink a whole bottle of this, 5-10 minutes later, you're thirsty again? It's because you're not absorbing all the water, because it does not fit in that little channel. Here's another picture. This is your bulk water. Look how big they are. They're not going to fit. It's all the water you're drinking is not going to fit. You have to be drinking water that's got a negative ORP with a good amount of alkalinity to it, and it's got to be a small molecule. It's the only way it's going to work. Okay, so okay. Now remember I said that molecular hydrogen H2 neutralizes free radicals that are causing your body to have inflammation. And again, inflammation is the root cause to all diseases. Well, guess what? Molecular hydrogen H2 is so powerful that one of the most dangerous free radicals in your body is known as a hydroxyl radical. And this, and molecular hydrogen H2 can actually neutralize that hydroxyl radical and convert it back into water. That just blows me away how the human body works. Now, let's go to the next one. This is probably one of the most important parts of this talk, is getting the toxic chemicals out of the water before the device converts it into hydrogen-rich water and makes it the most powerful antioxidant on the planet. You got to have a technology that has filters that will take out most all, if not on all, the toxic chemicals that are in your water before it converts the water into hydrogen-rich water. And this device by Alcavia, I've been doing a ton of research looking for the best device for my clients that I can be assured that those filters are actually taking out the contaminants. And what I found, that the Japanese and the Asian countries have been working on filtered new technology for a while now, and they just recently in 2021 came up with new filter technology. And what they did, and this is what I was really excited about and what I was looking for, is they actually sent the water samples to a third-party lab. And that lab came back and they were blown away about how these filters, these internal filters that are in the machine, will actually take out 99.9% of the contaminants. And because this world today, the water is so contaminated, you guys can't afford, your immune system cannot afford to have those toxic chemicals in your body because it's going to depress your immune system. And that is what's going to keep you from getting whatever. From getting sick, even getting COVID-19. I mean, that's what they're saying. Remember what they said back 2 years ago? The people that got the worst symptoms were because their immune systems were so depressed. Well, guess what? The Japanese and the Asians figured it out, and that's what this filter does. And this is the third-party report. So by going to my website, which will be in a link below, you can actually go to my website. You can actually hit Get Started, put your zip code in there, and you will see for a fact what toxic chemicals is actually lurking in your source water. So if the device you have is not taking out the contaminants, then your molecular hydrogen H2 is going to be lower. Another reason why I like the AlkaViva device is because it actually produces 2 to 3 times more hydrogen H2 than the machines I've seen in the past or the top machines. I need my clients to be drinking the highest amount of molecular hydrogen H2 in each glass of water because the environmental toxins are so bad that they're depressing the immune system, and we have to neutralize those toxic chemicals at the cellular level before they do damage to that cell and cause some kind of medical issue. So that's why I went with AlkaViva, because they actually have a third-party test showing they do take out the contaminants. And you can see that test in my website as well. And besides that, it makes 2 to 3 times more than H2 or molecular H2 than most machines out there. Okay, let me see what I got left here. Do I got anything left? Oh yeah, I saved the best for last, guys. Look what they've discovered now. Okay, the most dangerous drinking water on the planet. Bottled water and your own source of drinking water now shows microplastic found in the blood. Guys, these are plastic particles. Your body's 74% water. Your brain is 74% water. Your blood is 80% water. Why in the world would you want microplastic particles floating around your body like this? This is science. This is news media. This is actual case studies showing that they are now finding microplastic particles in water, and not just in bottled water, but also in your source water. Now they're finding it in food. Guys, this is serious. You need to really take a look at this. If you're not going to want to help yourself, help your kids. Don't let your kids, because they're younger. Remember what I said? Inflammation over a long period of time will cause medical issues. Can you imagine if you're drinking every single day microplastic particles in your water? Can you imagine over time where those plastics are going to be stored up? I mean, mental issues in the brain. I mean, if your brain is being clogged with plastic, what's that going to cause? If your cells are being clogged with plastic, what's that going to cause? Think about it. Scientists have found microplastic in human blood for the first time. That should scare you. should really scare you. Let me see if I can bring it up. They discovered that plastic fragments dictated in human placenta. Microplastic particles revealed in the placenta of unborn babies. Come on, guys. This is no game. This is not fake news. Here you have a young boy drinking the most powerful antioxidant with every glass of water, and it's contaminant free. Don't you think that your family is worth it? Their health is worth it? I mean, the cost of these machines are nothing compared to the cost of medical issues further down the line. Think about that. We need to be more invested in preventative eating and preventative drinking water that's actually going to prevent diseases. It's going to prevent type 2 diabetes. It's going to prevent insulin resistance and fatty liver. It's going to prevent major diseases. You guys got to really look at preventing these things. You don't want to wait until you get something. That's ludicrous. Why wait when it can be prevented? And science is telling us this over and over and over. Almost done, guys. Here we go. I want to show you the scientific. Here we go. This one, let's see. This one here, this is a scientific case study. Now, you guys that follow me know that my wife and I both specialize in scientific research. Most of you guys cannot even get near the science that I can. So you don't know where to look for it. Some of you, I mean, I've had too many health professionals, too many trainers, and too many people think that they're nutritionists and they know how to look at science. They don't. Because if they did, then they'd have their own machine, because they know that science is telling us we got to get off our source waters, we got to get off the bottled water because they're toxic. And that the Japanese and the Asian countries figured it out decades ago. I mean, over 50 years. The Asian countries have been drinking hydrogen-rich water, and they've been using it in their hospitals for over 50 years. But you guys don't know about it. And the reason for that is because nobody's telling us. That's why I'm here. I'm telling you right now. So those of you that follow me know that I follow real scientific case studies that are published in research sites that most of you can't get to. And here's one here. Look how new this case study is. It was actually done, it was done by the Environmental International Research Center, and there were 4 or 5 different universities involved. This is one of them. The Cancer Center of Amsterdam and Infection and Immunity, the University Medical Center. What does this tell you? Look at the Cancer Center. Why do you think they're interested in this study? Why were they involved in it? Okay, this is what makes it a true, real case study. Volume 163. It was published in May 2022, not too long ago, and gives you the number. Discovery and quantification of plastic particle pollution in human blood. Guys, there you go. Whoops, sorry about that. Let me bring it back up again. I can't move it, I guess. There we go. Let me bring it back up here. Okay, now this is what's going to make it a true case study. See that word abstract? Most all your case studies have that word abstract. And what that means, it kind of gives you a breakdown of what they're doing and how they're doing it. So plastic particles, pollution in living environment and food chains, but no study to date has been reported on the internal exposure of plastic particles in human blood. That's true. The studies are just started, and that's what this scientific case study is saying. There hasn't really been any studies on it until now, May 22nd. So, the internal exposure of plastic particles. Okay, the study goal was to develop a robust and sensitive sampling and analytical method. The study is to determine if, in fact, humans are exposed to microplastic particles in the blood from the foods they eat and other source of drinking water. So, guess what? Of course, it's lengthy. I didn't put the whole study here. But all your case studies are going to have conclusions. And the conclusion is, this indicates that at least some of the plastic particles humans come in contact with can be bioavailable, and that the rate of elimination in tract kidneys and transfer to... Okay, so in other words, what this is saying is, yes, they did find plastic particle or microplastic particles in the human blood because it was bioavailable, so that's why it was in the blood. And because the plastic particles goes through the organs, the kidneys and bile, that it sits in there for a certain period of time, and it's slower. It doesn't get what do you want to call it, pushed out, or it doesn't get flushed out as quickly because it's sitting in your kidney walls and in your other organs. So this is a study that is showing what's going on. And you can't make this stuff up, guys. You can't make it up. So what's the solution? Pretty simple. You definitely need to go to my website, check on the research on this device, the AquaViva device, and the website will actually be at the link. As a matter of fact, it's right here. There. Okay, so here's the website here. Go to teamaquaviva.com/drinknatureswater/. So guys, I hope you saw some value in this, and I hope you realize how serious your drinking water is, and water is the essence of life, guys. You can't live without air. That's number one. You can only live so long without water, a very super short time, and you can only live without food. There's a lot of pieces of the puzzle, guys, and the number one platform, if you're looking to have a healthy lifestyle and a healthy family, the very first thing you got to do is you're going to have to get your water, or change the types of water you're drinking to hydrogen-rich water, and then change the type of food you're eating and get away from all the contaminants and processed starchy foods, because that's going to have the microplastic. They even said that. Okay, guys? So, guys, you can go to my BillMabryCoaching.com, check out my coaching website. A lot of great health information about food and stuff, and about a lot of great training books there. And you can go to my blog post, some training blogs there. You guys can also go to, on the bottom of the link, I'm going to put there's a link there that you can click to on some of the top supplements. Also, another thing, all of our fruits and vegetables are missing a lot of micronutrients and antioxidants, of course. So now, today, I have to admit, we have to supplement some of our micronutrients and vitamins because the food just doesn't have it anymore. And in the 30 years I've been in the health business, the supplements that I have in that link, they're called Relive, R-E-L-I-V. The link will be in the description section. Those are the best supplements I have found so far. Okay? And then, of course, you can go to my hydrogen-rich water generator site and check them out. You guys have, well, let me go ahead and go back. Let me get out of here. And let me come back up here. Webcam. There I am. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. And please share this video with your friends and family members. I went a little long on this, but it's that serious. And like I said, guys, don't blow this off. You got to really look at this as being a major issue, because too many news stations and too many researchers and too many scientists and now a lot of health professionals are now talking about how toxic the environment is and how toxic our water is. And I'm sure you've seen those commercials on TV about areas that have such bad toxic water that people are suing the water district because of it. You guys have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video.